little bit quicker, please, please, please put your questions in the chat so then I can get to them. And I will try to go as fast as I absolutely can and try to get to all of you as soon as I can. Okay.
Annette, real quick,
Sure.
before you get started, I have just a couple of housekeeping items, and then I will
Go for
pass
it.
it over to you if that's okay.
Go for it.
Awesome, cool. 1 second. All right. You can see everything, Annette? Good?
Yep.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks so much. Thank you, everyone. Good evening. My name is Corey White. I'm with the Employer Relations team, working with the West Region employers. Here as a colleague of Dana and Jim, who are hosting this event from Career Services Lens. We're so happy to have Annette Garland from the DOJ here today with us to share a bunch of information with you. Please note that the session is being recorded, so if you don't wish to be recorded, you can turn your camera and microphone off. We already have done that for you for right now, but we definitely want to open it up and put as many questions in the chat as we go along and make this as interactive as a session as possible. So please go ahead and do that. In the chat also, if you could state where you're from, calling from, and coming in from, and also what your major is here at SNHU. That'd be excellent as well. And with that, if you require any accessibility needs or accommodations, please feel free to reach out to the following resources below here. And as always, after the presentation's over today, I'm sure there'll be some questions that maybe we didn't get to. So please do connect with us and continue that conversation. You can reach out to our team here by emailing us at cocecareer@snhu.edu or by calling us at 888-672-1458. And also move that conversation into our communities on SNHU Connect as well. So we'll be there to respond to them as well in the career networking community and the SNHU Career Services community. And with that, I will pass it back over to Annette to give you all some information, and then we can get this party started. So Annette, take it away.
All righty, I'm just going to start going down all the questions in the chat and try to get to all of you guys as quickly as I can. All right, Kayla, how can we become part of it? If you're talking about part of DOJ, you gotta apply. Our jobs are posted on www.usajobs.gov, FBIjobs.gov, and our OIG does have their own website as well, oig.justice.gov. Megan, will this benefit me being in Texas? Absolutely, because we hire nationwide, and usually you're never in one place for long. So yes, it will help you. Nikki, are there any entry-level positions? Yes, it just depends upon where your specialty is and what you're actually interested in doing. I recommend performing a search within usajobs.gov and you're going to have to filter through them, and that's really for any government job. Going down, can you discuss grades and qualifications for analyst-related positions? So each position that's advertised is going to have the requirements, whether it's an education and or experience requirement listed in the job announcement. That is going to be dependent upon what grade level it is, what agency it's with, what exactly you're going to be doing, and it's going to be specific to every single position. So you're going to have to look. Bryant, is there an age cutoff for entry employment? For special agents, yes. But if you are a veteran, you can get an age waiver for those. For everything else, the answer is no. Moving down, what qualifications are you looking for in a potential employee? For me personally, obviously, everyone, you need to have your skill set together, things like that. But I want somebody who is mission driven, honesty, integrity, is willing to be a teammate and just to get the work done. That's just so important here at DOJ. Despite what you may see, we have very high standards for persons that are working here, and so you being able to meet and then sustain that high standard is incredibly important. Um, you have to be able to pass the background check, and it is a pretty lengthy and invasive one. So just make sure that you can pass it. What positions is the DOJ hiring for? I'm interested in finance and accounting. So finance and accounting positions, I believe, are in the 0500 series. You're going to want to search by that in www.usajobs.gov. And then you can filter down and then look at ones that are in finance and accounting with DOJ specifically. Hello, I have a few questions. When attempting for a job, is there any locations close to Pikeville? On USA Jobs, you can actually search by location, and then it has a little button in there where you can search within like 5 miles, 25 miles, 100, whatever, but you got to search by location. We do have offices nationwide. We do have very few remote positions, but they do exist. So just kind of be on the lookout as well. You may not necessarily be restricted by location. Nella, if my experience is in local government, will those be qualified to use when federal experience is required? Well, if federal experience is required, I would look at the hiring authority and to see if you're even eligible to apply for the job. If it says federal experience or equivalent experience, then yes, absolutely. But you really got to read that job description to see what are they asking for in order to qualify you for that position. I have a few semesters left of school seeking a data entry job now. Who do I reach out, email my resume to? So at DOJ, you really have to apply to an open position. We don't have like resume repositories and things like that just because our hiring processes are sometimes a little bit different. Also, remote jobs are a little hard to come by. And if you don't have a degree, you really need to look to make sure that the position you're applying to doesn't require a degree because a lot of ours do. Somebody is a history major in Middle East in archival work. Interestingly enough, I know somebody who just finished up Quantico as an FBI agent who has a major in history and was working in archaeology. So they're an FBI agent. So absolutely. That's something you could definitely look into. Again, like I said, they're a special agent, but they look for people with all types of backgrounds. So don't feel like, um, you know, you have to have one specific major or another. Just, do you meet the qualifications? History majors, again, you do have to meet the qualifications. Sometimes with entry level, it could just be as simple as you have to have a bachelor's or a master's, and you'll be able to go ahead and get a job that way. It's just make sure that you are reading the job announcement and properly tailoring your resume. Can you talk about career opportunities for people who are not entry level? They do exist. I mean, we go all the way from a GS5 to SES. Typically the higher the grade level, the more specialized you are. So you do have to have specialized experience, like whether you're a paralegal, you're an attorney. Me, I have a background in disability employment, so that's my specialty. Again, there's not a specific degree. I feel like when you get to the higher grade levels, we're really looking at your experience and where you're going to fit in. Degrees kind of become less and less important as you move up. Going down, let's see, any other questions? Writing, copy, and technical writing, anything for me. So technical writing, I'm guessing you're talking about IT. or maybe research. I'm not exactly sure. Most of our jobs are writing intensive. Like mine, you would think I'm responsible for, recruitment and retention of veterans and persons with disabilities. However, I am responsible for 4 reports that go to OPM and or the White House every single year. It's a lot of writing. I have to write proposals. I have to write MOUs. There's a lot of writing in general with a lot of our positions, especially um, anything that deals with policy. Those are going to be writing intensive as well. So don't just limit yourself to just strictly, like say like a public affairs, and all you want to do is uh, you know, do public affairs stuff and publish articles. Like, no, there's a lot more opportunity for writing here at DOJ. Human services, I want to be able to make a difference. Human services, I would say if you are in human services or if you have a social work degree, this is important. We do hire a lot of people with social work degrees. One, to be social workers in our Bureau of Prisons. And number two, there's another position that if I didn't have this is what I would be doing, would be a victim specialist or a victim witness specialist with the FBI or with the U.S. Attorney's Office that helps those that have been, when we go out and we go on operations and there are people that are maybe being trafficked or need assistance or are witnesses to crimes, we help them, to get them what the resources they need. But you do have to have a social work degree for that, but that is definitely a very good job to look into if you have that. Um, any other? I'm going through questions. I see everyone's putting their what they got and their where they're from and their degree, but I'm just looking for questions. Do, 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 do. Currently, okay, I'm a software tester as a contractor, military, and if I had a similar career level, for cybersecurity for DOJ. So one, if you already have previous experience, that doesn't mean that you're necessarily entry level. You could qualify on experience alone. Cybersecurity, that's in the 2210 job series. That's IT in general. So you definitely need to focus on that job series and just apply. Um, Cybersecurity is one of those areas where we're moving away from requiring degrees. So that's important to remember as well. Um, Search by 2210 job series and apply. Let's see. State police. Whatever you want to do, Madison. Your skill set, communications with the police department, that can really fit in anywhere. You just have to figure out how to translate those skills into a job that you see into those requirements. Let's see. I'm looking for cybersecurity. I see a lot of computer science. 2210, that's the job series. You got to be looking for that for positions. They're going to be in there as well. Earning a degree in finance. What are students able to do to help them earn a position with an internship? So one, we do have the FBI honors internship. It does help. There's actually quite a few people that have finance or accounting degrees that get those internships just because of the nature of the business of who we go after and what we do. Obviously, you want to have a valuable skill set because if you get that internship, you typically work part-time until you graduate, and then you're offered a full-time position with the FBI. There are also other internships that you can apply for that are posted on USA Jobs as well. Make sure your resume is robust and accurately captures all of your skill sets. I cannot stress that enough. Also, there is an internship website for students that is federal government wide. It's not just DOJ. I believe it's intern.usajobs.gov. So you might want to look at that as well, because I did internships when I was in school, and I think that's so incredibly valuable. Not only gets you that experience, but it also helps you network to get connections. My biggest question is, Somebody's been applying to USA Jobs but never get further than the application. I can tell you it's your resume. So you have to know how to tailor your resume. And Corey, I don't know if you can send this to our participants after. But I have a resume PowerPoint presentation that I actually presented to the Navy not too long ago about how to write a federal resume. It is completely different from writing a private industry resume. A one pager is not going to cut it. So you need to make sure that you're properly tailoring your resume and really looking at those knowledge, skills, and abilities that they're asking about. And like I said, Corey, if we're able to, I'll be willing to send that PowerPoint presentation you to disseminate following this this session.
Yeah, that'd be great. And we do have those types of sessions throughout the year. We did have one hosted by the EPA this past year. But if you would love to come back and even present
I
that
have my
to the
own way
folks,
to do it, and I'm
be
very
awesome.
specific about how to write a federal resume. And I have never had anyone that I helped or told them how to do it and reviewed it that has applied that has not at least made the best qualified list. So I bat 1,000, and I'm not saying that to brag, but there is a way to write it so you can at least be found qualified and hopefully make it to the hiring manager. Remote positions, again, you're going to have to look to see what the job announcement says. The majority of our jobs are hybrid. Obviously, depending upon what you do, your job may not be hybrid. So it really just pretend. It just depends upon what you're doing. I see a lot of cybersecurity, computer science, 2210 job series. Got to look it up. Do you guys hire even though we're still in school? Yes, we do. Through some of our internship programs, you will be an intern and then they will give you a part-time job, especially for the FBI honors internship program. And legalizing marijuana. I have no idea what they're going to do. What they're going to do once things are legalized here at the federal level. I know that there is a push to reclassify marijuana to Schedule 3. I have no insight about how that's going to carry out or roll downhill or whatever. You'll just have to wait, just like I will, to see what's going to happen with that. I create a USA job profile. How active are the recruiters? Oh, we have to spend a lot of time searching. You should always be searching for a job. The first thing I would do every morning is I would wake up, I would log on, and I would look for jobs every single morning at 7 a.m. Now we do have agencies do have the ability, it's called the agency talent portal, where if we want to, we can pull people's resumes, especially if you have a non-competitive hiring authority like your Schedule A, your 30% or more disabled, your military spouse. We do have the ability to go in and filter by hiring authority, by location, by whatever job series you're in, where what type of job that we're looking for somebody, and reaching out and contacting you directly. That's something that we're slowly is being adopted across federal government, which is why it's so important that you make your resume and your profile searchable on USA Jobs. Otherwise, you won't be considered when agencies are conducting their job searches that way. It's kind of like a reverse thing, but your best bet is to apply directly to an announcement. Any jobs in Philly, you have to look and search by location. HR positions within DOJ, absolutely. HR is in the 0-200 job series, and they are here. HR is actually in my building. There's HR in every single component, and the requirements for each position, again, is going to be listed in the job description. Transitioning out, wait for marshal position open. What positions do you recommend for the best experience to transfer? Honestly, transitioning out, each agency has different requirements on how far in advance that you can actually apply for law enforcement positions. So FBI, like there, you can always apply, and you can apply up to 18 months out of separation. However, with the marshals, with ATF, with DEA, they only have a number of classes a year. It may be one, it may be two, it may be zero. So one, you have to pay attention to USA Jobs every single day, because as soon as it opens, they're flooded with tens of thousands of applicants, and it usually opens and closes very quickly. And if you miss it on that day, you're kind of done. So, one, you have to be really cognizant of that. And number two, I mean, the marshals that I have seen, some of them have come from the military, some of them have come from local PD. I mean, it just depends. I mean, some have transferred in from other federal agencies. It There's not necessarily one thing better than the other. You just need to get that experience and then make sure you can pass the background. Just received notification from DOJ as a non-compete. You mean non-competitive appointment? So if you were actually offered a job, depending upon your position and your level of security clearance needed, it depends upon, that's going to affect how long it's going to take to onboard you. For me, I was already in the federal government when I came to DOJ, and it still took me 7 months to get there from the time that I applied to the time that I EOD'd. For agents and people that have higher security clearances than me, it may take a little more. It just really depends. Does DOJ have programs that mentor and support women? Yes, we do. We have quite a few mentoring programs. We also have professional development programs. I know this is going to sound strange, but I've never actually participated as a mentor or a mentee. Although I kind of just adopted people informally as my mentors. And then if people ask me to help them, I will mentor them unofficially. That's just something that I do. Sometimes that can be more beneficial than the formal route, because sometimes there are caps and things on those programs. But the people that have participated in them have said that they're extremely valuable. How does DOJ support professional development and career growth? So we are encouraged every year, at least in my component, I'm in the Justice Management Division, we have a budget to go to training. So like I've gone and gotten certs from Ivy League schools, like in data science, in disability employment, things like that. So we have money that we use every year to kind of keep our professional development, get our certs up. We go to conferences, things like that. Also, our supervisors are always encouraging us of, when these programs open up, like the leadership development program, you need to apply, do it, do it, do it. So they do support it, and definitely take advantage of it. Software engineering, internship opportunities. Again, look on USA Jobs, look on FBIJobs.gov for internships, and that intern.usajobs.gov for internships just in general for the federal government. Permanent resident, for DOJ, you have to be a U.S. citizen, and I believe that is also the same for all of federal government. You have to be a U.S. citizen. DOJ have historian type positions. We do have some history type positions. We also have a lot of people that are in library sciences too that do specialize in certain historian areas. So that's something that you could also look at. How many departments are there within DOJ? Too many. I think 41 is on our org chart. Don't quote me though. I think it's 41. You can go to justice.gov and check out all of our all of our agencies and our components. Let's see.
Hi, Annette.
Sorry, I know we're at 4:30.
Oh yeah, no, yep. So maybe 1-2 more questions and then we'll wrap up this first session, and then a new crop of students I think are going to be coming in here. So back over to you.
Sure. I'll do another one as soon as I can. What kind of jobs would you offer for someone with a disability? Depends upon what your disability is. Obviously, we do have physical and mental health requirements for some of our positions. However, you can request a reasonable accommodation, and I'm actually the reasonable accommodation coordinator for JMD, as well as a subject matter expert on that for all of DOJ. So everyone kind of comes to me if there's an issue. So you would definitely want to do that if you are a person with a disability. And that's right at 4:30, Corey.
Look at that. You were on a roll. Thanks everyone
for
being here in this first session. definitely, again, if you want to continue the conversation, definitely reach out to us on SNHU Connect or by emailing us at cocecareer@snhu.edu. We definitely will be sharing out the recordings with all the attendees, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Thanks all. We'll see you in the next session. So now
Thank you.
You can hang right here,
Okay.
and I will end this recording, and then we'll start up again.
Okay.